There's going to be a few parts of this clip because it's quite a personal clip, video clip. And it's very personal because I'm quite a private person, but I want to share with you what happened in my personal life. In my business life, you can go to www.richasfuckclub.com. But in my personal life, I worked hard since I was 9 years of age. Very hard. And when I was 18, I met this, I came out the pub and I met this girl. I didn't really remember her, at a fish and chip bar opposite the pub. And she said to me, "Oh, you're so-and-so, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Wow, you've changed." And I said, "Well, so have you." And I knew that she already had a child, and she had a child by my not best friend, but friend from school. And I see him now and again, but I knew she wasn't happy. So I invited her for a meal out on a Tuesday night. I met her on the Friday, Tuesday night. And I took her out. I didn't have a dime in my pocket, no money in my pocket. I had a Ford pickup truck. So I went to the pub that night, sold it for £17 to a gypsy, and took her for a meal. So we went out and it was nice. It was the first time I kind of connected with someone. And she asked me if she could see me again. So I said yes. So I went round her house, and the little boy that she had was by my friend at school, who I knew very well. But through different circumstances, they didn't connect together. And she was with her mum and the little boy. Anyway, I stayed with her. I adopted the little boy. I was 19 years of age. I adopted him at 19, and I married her. And I had two other beautiful children who are now 42 and 40. And they're amazing children. And I adopted her child, my best friend's child. And later on in life, he asked me, "Would you mind if he always calls me Dad. He never ever called me anything else. "Would you mind if I found my dad, and can you give me his address?" And I said yes. And he had many, many years of good times with him up until 2 years ago, and unfortunately my friend and his biological father died. So I had Kieran to bring up. I'm going to tell you his name, Terry and Danny. And I was 19, 20. It was hard. There was no money. It was a recession. There was no money at all. But I did it. You know why I did it? Not about the money. I was already had loads of money. It's because I was rich with my family. Excuse me. And then it went on. If you look at my website, you'll see that we moved down to Pembrokeshire, and they had a wonderful, wonderful life. And when I'm talking of wonderful, Pembrokeshire, Google it. It's called Tenby. Tenby in Pembrokeshire. Google it. They were on holiday until they left school. It was amazing for them. amazing. And I, as you see from my website, I built a lot of nightclubs, pubs. I built a castle out in the sea, St Catherine's Island, and they had an amazing time. It was like my oldest son, who's 47 now, says to me, it was like being on holiday, and thank you for bringing me to Tenby, because now I've got 5 grandchildren with him, and he would never move back to London. He said, I've got 4 girls and 1 boy. Gonna have a problem. And they do well. All my grandchildren speak to me. Everyone speaks to me. Because they know that they can pick up the phone or Facebook or whatever and call me, all my grandchildren, my son, and talk to me. I've lost a little bit of train of thought now, but I'm going there. So that's where we was, Pembrokeshire. And then I took the 2 boys, Terry and Dan, excuse me, to Spain and set them up in businesses there. They were older then. They finished school, they were older. We had nightclubs, bars, internet cafes. We had everything, and they had everything. All my children have always had everything. I never ever say no if they want money. Never. Because I work so hard to earn that money, and I want to give them everything I can do in my life. So they were in Spain. We come back to the UK for a bit. I sold everything in Spain because the euro come in and I needed to bail out to get my money back. They came back to the UK and I didn't know what to do. I really didn't know what to do. They were older. My wife at the time, I love her very much in a different sense. But I never fell in love with her, and I was looking for love. And if anyone understands that, to try and fall in love is very difficult. But there are loads of girls, women, men out there, and your destiny is your destiny. So we're going to go back to Spain. I lived on a boat with the dog in Imperial Bravo. I had a very massive boat there, which was amazing. And I had time to think. And my life has not always been that. I was in Tenerife and with Robert Maxwell when he died. I can't tell you everything, but I will, and there's a reason why I will. And these videos are going to come out and then you'll see. So I headed back to a place called Eastbourne, Sovereign Harbour, and I bought a penthouse overlooking the sea, and I had an amazing time, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at all. So I needed to move on, and I'm going to do part 2 to this video clip now because it's very important. So I'm going to post this and go part 2. Thank you for listening.